what advice would you give?
Sorry, Nilam, can you repeat, please?
I said, what advice would you give me to build and grow myself as I feel the life as I brought up in a village named Shimshar, Pakistan. Now I have moved to Karachi, which is a metropolitan city. So yeah, what advice would you give me?
Okay. So first of all, before I give you advice, I would like to ask you, how do you feel in new environment? And do you feel like empowered or motivated? Or do you feel like scared of a huge community? So then maybe I could give you some kind of advice and propose you some activities. So are you feeling blocked, or are you feeling inspiring to do things?
Yeah, I sometimes feel motivated and sometimes I feel scared because the life is different here.
Yeah. Do you have a job or some activity?
I'm doing my bachelor's from the University of Karachi.
Okay, good. So did you think about joining some network of people, for example, students, or joining some student organization for the beginning? So that can bring you some, let's say, possibilities to meet new people and to feel kind of involved in your new community.
Yeah, I want to join student associations. Although I have joined this WomenAscension, so I think I'll be grown.
Yeah, great. Well, I think that's a huge step, Neelam, for you, because when you come to totally new environment, especially if you're coming from the village, I can understand that it can be challenging and scaring for you. But sometimes, you know, there is not some clever advice. Sometimes you just have to, you know, do like this, just to deep breathe and to jump to something new, and then to see what will happen. Of course, be careful and let's say think of risks. But sometimes you just need to doors will open to you. Also, sometimes you have to try, you have to go, sometimes you have to push yourself. But I would also like to say that let's do it step by step, easily, and listening to yourself, listening to your feelings, and just doing step by step. Because sometimes people would like to do 5 things at the moment. For example, I would like to, I don't know, leave some toxic relationship, or I would like to join to some university course, and then I would like to start running, and I would like to, you know, start eat healthy. And there are so many things that at the end, then they finish with doing nothing. So that's why I always say, step by step, make small goals and go one by one. Joining the student organization is a huge thing. Huge in a way that you need to be confident to go there, to say, hi, hello, I would like to join you. How can I help? What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think being courageous is good, and pushing myself towards activities will help me.
And we can stay in touch. So if you would like, we can sometimes just share experience and thoughts, and you can come back to me with what you do and how does it go. So if you would like someone to be your support in that process, just let me know.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay. So who do we have now?
Samin, Myra, Inara, we have 3 people. So who wants to speak first? I don't know. Samin, would you like to speak?
It's fine. The others can continue. Can I go first?
Yes, honey, go ahead.
Okay, so hello, my name is Snežana. Thank you for such a wonderful session. It was very informative, but I have a question. I'm a part of several student organizations, and I have involved myself with many people. I have grown my network throughout, but there's this thing that I lack in. I believe I do not have a strong negotiation skills. How can I polish them?
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for posting the question, Inara. I'm very happy for you that you joined the student organization, and you also did kind of a first step, that you are aware of skills that you need to improve. So usually people are not aware of this. So I would say that you really made a good first step. There are many ways for improving negotiation skills. You can take a look at huge number of YouTube tutorials about negotiation. There is also approach to TEDx platform. We can also stay in touch, so I can give you some links to help you to approach those tutorials. And also, you know, what is also very important is practice. So when you learn a new skill and listen to some training or a tutorial or stuff like that, then you have to try it. You have to expose yourself. Sometimes it is very challenging, sometimes it is scaring, but that's the only way to let's say, practice it. And the skill, you know, is like the studying language. In the beginning, you sound terrible because you don't have any experience in conversation, but with time, you sound much confident and much better. It is the same with the life skills. So you become more skilled in negotiation if you try, if you identify situations where you have to try it, to practice it, and then just expose yourself. You know, with skills, the point is that in the beginning, people can say to you, oh, I see you are trying a new skill. So what happened to you? And sometimes that can be discouraging because someone will make you shy, or they will smile maybe at you, or maybe make kind of a joke. But let's say that that is the only way to become more, let's say, proficient in any skill. Today, I also can take a look at myself, and I see myself today that I am using different skills in different situations. So that is a kind of power of communication skills that in different situations you use to practice another skill. And when you see the power of what are you doing, then it motivates you to try another one and to give another try. So yes, training is a lot of things, and training is the first step, but then exposing yourself to practice, that is very important when we come to skills. If you see me as a help for negotiation, for some resources, please just approach me and let me know. Did I help in a way, Inara?
Yes, this was very helpful. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Okay. So who's next?
Maria, would you like to?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, my name is Maria. And the question that I have is, actually, I'm a student and I've joined multiple student councils and some other groups of speaking just to overcome my fear of, meeting new people and being comfortable in communicating. So I would really love that, you could just advise me on making myself more confident in this.
Thank you for your question, Maria, and well done for your decision to expose yourself. As I said, that's a really the first step and maybe the most important. So what should be my advice to you? How to become more confident? Well, there is no recipe for that, but I can tell you how did I went through that process, which doesn't mean that you have to do the same what I did, but maybe this can say new doors for you. So maybe you can see things from another perspective. So with years, I learned that sometimes when I don't have much confidence, somehow I have to make myself jump in the shoes of the confident person. So for example, before some meeting or before some presentation that I have to make or to deliver, or before some important event that I am working on, I'm kind of visualizing myself, visualizing being there and talking in front of 100 people, visualizing myself delivering some presentation, visualizing myself climbing the high mountain. And somehow with this technique, you make this a more approachable, a more, let's say, present for you. So when you come to that situation, it will be not that new anymore. So this can also be the kind of technique to practice. So visualization to make your confidence bigger. And also when I say to jump into the shoes of confidence, just to make yourself, before you face challenging situation, to fake, let's say, confidence. So stand up, put your head high, put your back up, you know, take a deep breath. And that is also a first step to the confidence, because when you enter the, let's say, some room or some meeting with the posture like this or like this, it's quite different for you and your confidence. I can just suggest you to try, and then you will tell me, is there any change or is there any effect on you? Okay?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Great. No, thank you for asking.
Snežana, we have one question, and it's from a mother, all right? And she just dropped a message, and I think so she's not here. She asked that, how do you manage work life and private life? As you said, you have a teenage daughter. How do you effectively manage the house and professional life altogether?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it's a great question. I mean, yes, it's very challenging, I can say. You know, sometimes at the end of the day, I just sit and I can't remember what did I mean, there are so many things that I do during the day that at the end of the day, I can't remember where I was in the morning and what did I do during the day and how come that I finished at my house. Yes, it is very challenging. So, you know, I am the person who doesn't sleep during the day, doesn't actually rest much during the day because I need to do so many things. But with years, I realized that I need to do things for myself, that I have to make myself first in a way that my mental health is very important if I am going to deal personal and professional life, be successful and be happy at the end of the day. So I actually wake up very, very early in the morning. So I do my early morning, let's say, healthy routine. So I do some of yoga. I have a healthy breakfast. I drink my water with a lemon. And let's say that is something that is safe place for me. And it brings me some structure and the confidence for my day. So then I prepare breakfast for me, breakfast for my daughter, the lunch for my daughter, which is going to stay at home, and the one that I bring with me at my job. I work for 8 hours per day at very responsible position, make decisions during the day at several levels, but I somehow learned to stay professional. But I'm not afraid of being personal, of being emotional, because if you make yourself an aim to be like a robot and to don't show emotions, I think it is not a good path for your mental health. So of course that I think with who I talk, what topics, but I'm not afraid of showing emotions. I try to deal with that, with them, and to, let's say, be aware and control my emotions, but not afraid of showing them. When I finish my job, I'm kind of finished. So I try really not to think so much what happened during the day. I do not work overtime, but when I come home, I go to the gym. I speak to my daughter, you know, sometimes I come home pretty tired, but my daughter, she wants to tell me her whole day, which I really want. And sometimes it is hard to focus, but I'm also not afraid to tell her that I'm tired, that I need some time for myself, and that I will come back to her again. We also travel a lot, so I spend weekends for us and for traveling and for gathering. These days she's teenager, so luckily she needs more time with her friends than with me, but still she needs me very much. So it's mostly challenging, but let's say it is somehow manageable if you listen yourself as well as the other people. So I'm also trying to do my best every day. Sometimes it's better, sometimes I'm also not satisfied with my reaction, but you know, there is always another day to make changes.
Yes, indeed. All right, so we have Myra here for some question. Myra, honey?
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Myra. I have done my bachelor's from PFK. I just want to know from you that, as my field of interest was HR, right? So I want to know that what strategies do we apply to find the right candidate for the right job? And during the interview, what things do we have to observe in that candidate that we can feel that, yeah, this is the right candidate and this is the right fit for our job?
Okay. Good. Thank you, Myra, for your question. Well, it's also something that you, let's say, learn to do. So you just don't become a good HR. So good HR is the thing that you become when you practice. So that's why you always have to be aware of, how do I work my job? Can I be better? What did I say now? What should I say tomorrow? Or to do small reflections every day on how do I do my job. So first of all, we sit together with the management of the company, and we discuss about what kind of a profile do we need in our company, what kind of people. So we agreed, so it is changeable from company to company. So that's why you cannot copy paste HR practice. I think that is also very important for each HR professional. So first of all, we sat down and we discussed that we need the good people, that we are trying to look for people who have nice manners, who are, let's say, have freedom to talk, to speak, who find solutions, not the problems. So there are kind of life skills that we agreed upon. And then we search for technical skills. So the technical knowledge is not the most important. The most important for us is how will that candidate fit in the rest of the team, how, let's say, responsible is that person, what kind of values that person believes in. That's the crucial part for us. And when we have HR interviews, there are competencies that we are assessing. So we ask questions, and with the answers from the candidate, we do kind of assessment. Is that candidate, let's say, satisfying the profile that we are searching for? Of course, there is not ideal candidate, but we look for the most of things that we are looking for. You can never get everything, but then you look for what is important for you the most. So okay, does that person have
sorry to interrupt you, but sometimes there are candidates that are good at technical terms, but if we come to their, what we say, they're kind of introvert and they are not suitable for our office environment. What should we do then? Should we go for it or not?
Well, I can say what I would do in my company. I would not do for him or her, because if you have a right attitude, if you have a team spirit, if you are responsible and honest and a good man, you can learn things. But if you have great knowledge and you have this ego attitude, then you are not good for anyone in the company. So you will be kind of deal breaker, not the deal maker. So that's why I wouldn't go for that person.
Okay, I have one more question, that what are the skills one can possess for conflict resolution or conflict management?
Sorry, can you repeat please? What
one can possess the skills about conflict management?
Yeah, about the conflict management, where there are several skills that you should be aware of. I mean, you should obtain if we are talking of good conflict management. First of all, let's say when people approach conflict, it is very important that they don't panic, they don't make drama, they don't look for the guilt or the people who did it. I think it's very important that we have an attitude of solution, finding the solution when conflict happen. Also, it is very important for me that we don't judge, that we don't accuse anyone, and that we have to be kind of people who look from the bird perspective, you know, so that we become analytical in those situations, and that we try to calm down the situation, to listen to the people in the conflict, and then to try to find solution. I mean, this is really very simple answer, because now this is kind of situation, but of course the topic is much deeper, but maybe this answer can help you for the beginning.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
All right, ladies, as we have very little time left, anybody has any question? We would take a last question, please. Samin, would you like to talk?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Hello, Saida. This is Samin Safullah, and I'm doing BS Aviation Management, and it's my third year.
So it was a good introduction from your side, and you gave good advices to the others. I have a question for you. I need that answer because that is something related with my personal life. How could I find myself coping with the struggles? You know, when one is struggling to find the reason to even live. So what if one feels when she's stuck in a pattern of life and no one is supporting her, neither her parents, and the others can also, you know, somehow motivate us. But at the end, we are the one who have to take steps. So how can I do that? As others said that, you know, I have a very big circle and I have too much following. I have bigger circles. So I'm a kind of an extrovert person. But somehow I would say that I'm an intro extrovert person because when it comes to life, I can't share it with everyone because, you know, you don't know that what the others are going to perceive about whatsoever you say. So what can you suggest me? How can you help?
Yeah. So if I understood you good, so you described me a kind of the situation which you are living right the moment. So with what are you struggling the most? I'm not sure if I understood you well. So what's the most struggle for you at the moment?
Well, I actually don't know what I'm living for. I don't know how would I.
So are you talking about the kind of finding your life purpose and that you feel like you don't have it at the moment?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for sharing this with us because I find this very personal, touching, and deep question. And I can assure you that we all face it every day, on a daily basis, even if some of us has a slight picture of the purpose in our head. But I can tell you that sometimes I am struggling with that as well. You know, but sometimes you also need time. Sometimes you need new situations. Sometimes you need, let's say, new experiences. So we don't get born with the purpose, you know. Sometimes our path and our travel, our journey is long. Sometimes it's hard. It doesn't have to be. But I am sure that there are things that you enjoy in. And sometimes the talk with somebody that you believe in would help. But the journey is not...
Well,
yeah, say.
Well, what you are actually saying is that there are the, you know, hard times and good times. What if someone is going through the bad days and then it comes to the worst for the past 4 to 5 years? Then I don't know how much should I wait.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a good question actually.
And when it's your you know, personal, your family people who are not there to support you.
Yeah. Well, it is good if you recognize, are those bad days, or is that the period of life that is mostly bad and hard and struggling? Well, then I would suggest, I would like to say to you that it's not up to you to resolve all your problems, that we are not somebody that knows everything. It's not everything on us, and you should be aware of that. So I would tell you that you have the right to ask for help, that there are also other people who are there to help you to go through the hard time. So when somebody say to you, come on, get up, resolve your problems, it's not like that. It's much more complicated.
Exactly.
We cannot
It's
do...
not easier
Yes.
to motivate someone, but it's really hard for the one who is suffering through that time. And when you don't have freedom to do anything,
Yeah.
like you are blamed for every single thing.
You know, sometimes people that are close to us cannot understand exactly what you are talking about, because there are emotions involved in all the story, you know, and they also don't know how to help you. Sometimes the right help comes from the professionals, from the people who are not emotionally involved with your life. So I would like you to think about it. Is it maybe the time to ask for some professional help? Because that will say about your maturity, you know, and about your love toward yourself. Because the moment when you recognize that it is time to ask for help is actually the moment that you recognize how much you love for yourself. And it's a moment to go further, you know.
I guess I know that how much I love myself, but the problem is I don't have the freedom to step out and ask for help. So I cannot even meet. I cannot go for a psychiatric help. There's nothing I can do.
We can also,
it feels like there are no ups and downs. It's just a straight line.
Yeah. I believe it is hard for you. Yeah. And saying about that, talking about this is talking about how strong actually you are, you know, because it is not easy to talk about these topics. So don't forget that you're actually a very strong woman, because you have courage and confidence to talk about it with us. So if you like, we can stay in touch and maybe to talk more about this topic.
For sure.
Great. And thank you again for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Maheen.
Yes, thank you, Snežana. Thank you for your time. We took more than an hour. It's such a nice session. Thank you for your time and consideration. Yeah. So hope to see you like in the next session. Thank you again. We all thank you again. So
yes, and I'm also thanking all of you and again for the invitation and for all these questions. And I'm saying hello for this woman in California. I'm sorry that she couldn't continue.
We lost her.
Yeah. I would just.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great. You're welcome. I would just like to say to all of the participants of this session that they can ask you, Maheen, for my contacts or anything that now you can proceed further on with this.
Great.
So I would be happy to help you on your ways, whatever that is. Yes, I don't have magic, you know, this stick, but I have some experience and I am eager to share it with you. So maybe that can help.
Great. All right. Thank you, Snežana. Thank you for your time.
Great.
We are just ending the session and hope to see you all in the coming sessions. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye to everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.